You need to hide clutter, rename fields, or rearrange screen layouts in SAP S/4HANA Fiori without writing a single line of code or waiting for a developer. In this video, we will go live into SAP S/4HANA Fiori to master the so-called Fiori UI adaptations step by step. As you can see, I'm here on the Fiori Launchpad and we will search for the application called Manage Business Partner Master Data. This is just an example for you. Of course, the UI adaptation works with all of the new Fiori apps. Over here, we will click on Create, Organization. Then we will just fill some master data so that afterwards we can see the screen that we want to adapt. So we'll just choose a grouping. Let's click on OK. And here we are in a screen that we can adapt now. So in traditional SAP GUI, changing a screen layout required developer keys, modifications, or even complex screen variants. In Fiori, we as a business user can modify screens using the so-called UI adaptation, also known as the runtime authoring. So by clicking here on our profile icon in the top right corner, and selecting Adapt UI, the application will switch to a so-called authoring mode. This might take a second. You can see here this information. Draft changes are available for this app. The app is reloaded with these changes. That's okay for now. And now you can see here this upper news section. So we are right now in the UI adaptation mode, meaning that we can actually adapt the UI. There's also navigation mode for easier navigation. So if I click on this one, then you can see we can easily navigate here between the screens. Whilst when I click on this one, then you can see each and every section I'm hovering over will be highlighted. So this is for the adaptation. And also we have here one called visualization, where we can then visualize all of our changes afterwards. For now, we will go here to UI adaptation. Let's scroll up a bit. So let's say we want to adapt this UI a bit. As you can see, we can hover here over one of the tabs, and then we can just, for instance, drag and drop it. Like that. So that right now here the roles section will appear first and the basic data and so on. So just click on it, then drag it and drop it to the section where you want it. Also, we could right click here, for instance on address independent communication, and then we could rename the section. So I could say here independent communication, like that. If I now click on another tile, then you can see the changes are already saved. Also, if we right click here, we could even add a section, then search the available content. So for instance, we'll take your text categories. And if we hit on OK, then you can see the new two sections appeared over here, right to the independent communication that we renamed. Also, we can right click again and we can remove sections that we don't need. So if I click here on remove, then the independent communication will be gone like that. So this way you can also remove unnecessary tabs so that it's easier for the end user to fill the information and not be overwhelmed with lots of information, so to say. You can also right click here and click on cut. So if we do that, then we can click on another section with the right click and paste it. So this is the same as if we would just drag and drop our section. And last but not least, we could also embed content as a section. So if we click on this one, we could even add and configure external web pages or applications inside our page if necessary. But this is a more advanced topic. So for now, we'll click on cancel. So far, we have talked here about our different tabs. Let's now look here a bit more into the screen itself. So as you can see, when I'm hovering over, the sections will be highlighted in blue. Now what we can do over here, let's say we are here in the basic data section. We could also click here on one of the fields with a right click, and then we can also drag and drop it like that. As you can see, I could drag and drop it over here, and this way I can also organize my screen inside an existing tab. Also, I could right click here. I have the same options, so I could rename a field. Let's say this here is not name 1, but something like that. And if I click on another section, it's already saved in the draft. I could also add a field with a plus symbol. Of course, first of all, I need to right click and then select here. And here you can see all the fields that are available, but not yet being displayed here in our business partner screen in this instance. So for instance, I could say here country region, created by, grouping, identification number. If I click on OK, then you can see those fields are being displayed here. Also, I could of course right click and remove a field if necessary, like that. And please be aware that I could also do it with a left mouse click. So here I just clicked on it. Then I could also rename it, add, remove, or cut it if necessary. Then we can look here at the section data. So as you can see now, the whole general information is being highlighted. I could also change here the title. So I could say basic information, for instance, or I could even add content. So if I click here, for instance, on, let's say, supplier information, then you can see here a new section appeared. Last but not least, you can see I could also click on basic data, and even here I have the option to rename it. So for instance, basic data 1 could be like that. And also I could add it to another subsection if necessary. So if I click on this one and then click, for instance, on, let's say, additional information, then you can see under the basic data, a new subsection was created. Let's scroll up a bit. So now you can see we have done various changes. Now we could click here on the navigation mode to see this in action. So as you can see here, we changed lots of information and now nothing is highlighted. The same also counts if we click on visualization. Then the difference is that you can see that the system highlights all the changes we've done. So here all the changes will be marked with such a blue dot. Then you can see that we have done changes to our different tabs, but also to the different sections and even here to the different fields. So all of the levels are being displayed. Now, last but not least, we have here a couple more buttons. Here we could click and then we can also see the changes that have been done. And we have here different sections. So all the changes that have been done, not only in this session, but in all of the sessions, then changes that are still in draft and changes that are unsaved. So what we can do afterwards is that we can actually click here on the save icon to save our draft. You can see now draft changes saved. Now we can click here on X. You can see the app will now reload without the draft changes. And this is the way how we can actually navigate back into the main screen. So the one before our adaptation. So now it's important to know that you want this change to be published, because as you can see right now, it's the default, but we want it to be published. So we go back here on our user icon, adapt to, click on OK. And here on the left-hand side, you can see more buttons. We are right now in the draft mode. We could always switch between the draft mode and the original app you have seen a second ago. And you can see over here it says unpublished. So to actually publish this version, we would need to click here on this icon saying activate new version. Before I do so, please be aware that we could also, of course, discard our draft if necessary. But for now, this is fine. We will hit here on activate new version, enter a version title. We will say test. Hit on confirm. You can see now it is green, and then we can hit here on this truck to actually publish the version. We must select a transport because this is normally done in our development system and transported. Then hit on OK, and you can see your UI changes were included in the transport. So this is fine. We can now actually click here on X. The app will now reload with the active version, as you can see. And now you can see our active version loaded. So here, for instance, it's basic data 1. Then we changed this title to the additional information. We included sections and also fields, and also we have hidden some fields as well. Please be aware that you can only do the UI changes over here via the adaptation mode if you have the necessary roles assigned to your user. I will leave you the role in the description of this video, so make sure to check it out before you try this in action. Okay, that is your step-by-step guide to Fiori UI adaptation, from hiding and renaming fields to adding standard fields and publishing layout changes across your organization. If this guide helped you to master the UI adaptation without creating or writing any code, please give this video a like and also make sure to subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below if you have any questions about Fiori layouts or permissions, and also thanks for watching and see you in the next tutorial.